Space weather update, and yes, yesterday's geomagnetic spike was real. We briefly surged into KP6, pushing us into a G2 moderate geomagnetic storm levels, and a lot of people absolutely felt it physically, emotionally, energetically. Right now, the field is still active, even though things have slightly calmed down from yesterday, but the sun is not quiet. We still have elevated solar wind conditions moving through Earth's magnetic field, and the reason yesterday hit so hard was because that magnetic field orientation turned southward for a period of time, as you can see, allowing more of that solar energy to directly couple into Earth's magnetosphere. And honestly, that's why so many people were reporting that they had head pressure, that they had anxiety spikes, that they were having more vivid dreams, that they had the emotional purging associated with it. Heart palpitations, exhaustion comes with higher solar activity, ringing in the ears, higher frequency, it'll reach you. Random people waking up around 3 to 4 a.m. sound familiar? And there's a wired but exhausted feeling that surrounds that. Let me know in the comments if that is you. Now let's talk about the sun itself, because there are still multiple active regions facing Earth right now. The region getting the most attention is active region 4429, which still has that instability. It does still have flare potential associated with this. There are also several surrounding active regions developing across the visible solar disk, with at least one region continuing to show gradual growth and magnetic complexity that is building. And take a look at our sunspot regions. The only one that has a larger number of sunspots is active region 4429, and as you can see, the other ones are also in beta and alpha, so there's really not much development on our sun. Flare-wise, we've continued seeing mostly C-class activity with isolated M-class flare production. Yesterday, we did see another M-class flare event, but thankfully, there hasn't been any major Earth-directed CMEs associated with the strongest activity so far. So the bigger story right now is less about a massive blast directly hitting Earth and more about the ongoing elevated solar wind environment. So the bigger story right now is less about a massive blast directly hitting Earth and more about ongoing elevated solar wind environments and the unstable magnetic conditions around the planet. As you can see, we have 3 direct coronal holes, and that is associated with those elevated solar winds. 49 is in the top hemisphere. They also have an unnumbered region that is in the southern hemisphere, and then one that is directly polar tethered to Earth right now that's labeled coronal hole number 50, and that is the ongoing solar winds that we are receiving right now. We're also continuously monitoring the activity on the rotating far side of the sun, because there are some developing magnetic regions that could become more geo-effective as they rotate into Earth's view over the next several days. But right now, our 3-day geomagnetic forecast for today, we're looking at unsettled to active conditions, hitting a KP4, perhaps a KP5, which I believe we already hit today. And then tomorrow, it's going to dip back down. On the 7th, we're going to see again into those unsettled conditions. And this is because of that fluctuation with the coronal hole. When we have a trans-equatorial coronal hole, it literally will polar tether itself into Earth's magnetic field, and then it pushes that solar wind environment into heavier conditions. And yes, we can get into G1 mild storms. We can get into moderate storming conditions like yesterday as we dipped into those G2 positions. But right now, it looks like we're just going to be in some active levels. So make sure that you are resting, hydrating, that you're grounding, because elevated solar wind has a toll on your physical body and your mentality as well. Now, energetically, this is interesting because tomorrow, May 6th, Pluto is going to be stationing retrograde in Aquarius. This is huge collectively, because Pluto retrograde in Aquarius right now is going to start exposing all of the deeper truths, as you are seeing the Met Gala and everybody's picking that shit out. You know what I mean? So it's also going to expose deeper truths that are around systems, in technology, in power structures, in social manipulation, in collective consciousness. And then there's going to be hidden dynamics here that are running, that are underneath society, and society is going to start picking that shit up. And a lot of people are going to start questioning their reality more deeply than they have ever before, especially over the next several months. Tropically, this feels like collective restructuring. This feels like rebellion, awakening, and the truth really surfacing. From that Vedic lens, what I'm seeing is that this energy, it feels karmic. This is karmic energy. Like humanity right now is revisiting all the unresolved cycles that are tied to control, that have been hidden. We've been in this control system for hundreds of years. And so this karma is now coming into the surface. The illusions are fading. Authority is going to be revisited. Who is in charge? Why are they in charge? And how do we get them out? You know what I mean? There is an evolution right now about consciousness itself. And the moon is going to be shifting from Sagittarius energy into Capricorn today. So this adds another layer of seriousness and grounding onto the energy. And people are now going to start moving from this emotional overwhelm of that full moon in Scorpio and that information that has just been overloaded into, okay, what is actually real here? So overall, this week and into the weekend, it's going to feel like an intense nervous system recalibration, okay? There's going to be some collective truths that are going to be revealing themselves. There's going to be this deeper emotional processing that you're still getting through until about mid-May. And then there's a pressure. There's going to be a pressure. You probably are feeling it already. Let me know in the comments if you are or if you're not. But there's this pressure that's building beneath the surface before the next major energetic shift can occur. And this is why our sun is active and the field feels sensitive. And that's why humanity feels like it's standing in between those timelines right now, because you are. Pay attention to your body, pay attention to your intuition, and pay attention to what suddenly starts becoming impossible to ignore. If you want to know how all of this hits your personal chart, head over to my website, sarahstarofficial.com, book a natal chart reading with me, book a starseed origins reading with me. I help you figure out your purpose here on earth, your mission, your karma, your soul history, your primary and secondary lineages. It's not just one. You think you're just Pleiadian? No, you are so many more different things. And that's what I help you discover. Hi, I'm Sarah Star, your galactic guide, and this is your space weather and energy update for May the 5th.